Going to be another scorcher of a day here in Ohio. We've got heat advisories out. It's going to be heat index like 105, 110 in different areas in Ohio. It's not horribly miserable outside this early in the morning, so I'm going to try to get a few things done. Hopefully, I don't mash some otherwise stressed plants. But I would like to deadhead this plant. That is I think that was my red bee balm. And then over on the far side is a Veronica. I'll show you that when we get a little closer. But everything looks good except for those things. And I've got more thistles growing. But let's try to get a few of these done. I'm going to go over in there and try my best. Now I moved in a little closer here to the red bee balm. It looks kind of brown and a little bedraggled because it's been a fairly long time since it stopped blooming. I've just never gotten around to crawling back through to the rear portion of this flower bed so that I can clean all that out. I'm not doing maybe a most excellent job here. I'm just kind of snipping off all the dead portions back pretty far. At least it looks like about 12 inches on each of those little strands. There's Roxanne geranium there, or I'm sorry, Roseanne geranium there in the front foreground. It's just climbing all over the plants. So now let's move on down to the other portion of the flower bed down here. Right, there's the Veronica with some thistles growing in it. I need to go back in there and deadhead that. And I think I'll get some gloves because I have got to get that thistle out of there before they get big enough to bloom. Okay, I'll trim off this Veronica here, the Very Van Gogh. It's a little bit taller than it was the year before, so I do like that. Giant thistle, of course, growing in the middle of it, trying to hide, and I'll try and pull these out. Now, I don't know if this will rebloom. I'm hoping it will put out a few more. And I understand they won't be as nice as that first bunch was, because those were gorgeous. But I really like that. And they were a really nice plant to have. I like those. I'm hoping they'll reseed. Who knows? Now the liatris, you can see that big bundle of it. It just wants to lie in a big corkscrew and just swirl around, but that particular division is right next to some ones that stand in tall spikes. So I really don't know what the difference is. They are both in equally the same amount of sun, so I'm not real sure what that would be caused by. That's lavender that's in the foreground there, and there is, if you see a few wisps of Russian sage, there's some small ones in there. My Russian sage doesn't grow very big in this area. So that's that all cut down back in there. But then here's the liatris, the blazing star, I think it's called, gay feather. It blooms from top to bottom, and in this particular spot that I have it, which is right next to the spot where it lies on the ground. So I don't know what the difference is, but these stand nice and upright, and I like them best that way because they're really, really pretty. Now, when they're finished blooming, they're just kind of an old ugly corncob looking thing, so I usually cut them down when they're done. But in big clusters like this, they're so pretty. I love them. I have quite a few of those. I just bought one of those little bags of, I think it was 40 in a bag, and planted them one year in a big pot. and we sat and watched the bumblebees on them constantly back on the patio. But then the next year I planted them out in the ground, and they have done better, and they've multiplied and multiplied, and now out of each little corm I probably get 5 and 6 plants coming up out of there. I should say stalks, because I like the best these big giant stalks, and they are tall. They're probably 3 foot, maybe a little bit higher, but I really like those. They're a nice bright color, and you really get to see a lot of bumblebees, honeybees, sweat bees, all kinds of bees are on them, and occasionally butterflies and hummingbirds too. But they were a real nice flower to have. I have mine right next to some black-eyed Susie, and they've finally taken off this year, and I'm going to have some color, but it really looks good together. Now let's move over to the barn area where I've got all my hypertufa setting. Well, most of it. I've got a lot of it piled up all over the place, but there's a few large weeds you can see right down behind all of these, and I've got to kind of reach back in there and grab those and pull them. They usually come out real easily. Those big giant dandelion type weeds right there behind this big large rectangle. It takes a little bit of effort to get a good grip on them. You have to really climb back, find some good footing around these. But if you can get a good spot to hold on to it, you can yank them out. Now that rectangle, I do need to do some fine tuning on that and get those little weeds that are growing in it and get them out too. But I think everything's looking real good. No flowers on my Opuntia prickly pear. Over here in this garden, my hydrangea is blooming. Looks really good. Just that one here starting to open, a couple on that side. But otherwise, this is more than it's bloomed any year. I think this is its 3rd year here, but it looks really good. Got a lot of weeds to pull out, but then the next deadheading, besides all the weeds, is this bee balm. And I do want to go in there and pull those all out so that hopefully I can get a rebloom. Smells minty. Now that coreopsis can use a little bit of work too. So let me just top off and hopefully it'll reseed. Whoops. No, I accidentally took off its last bloom. That looks better. This one is my, let me get behind it, the Midnight Masquerade. And I think it's pretty even when it's not in full bloom, because the little wine-colored seedlings, seed pods, whatever they are, they look so good. So I really hate to mess with it. You can see that they still almost look like we have a dark wine-colored bloom on there still. So I like that. And now my drumstick allium is just about to finish, and I would like to see if I can relocate it all together in one clump. I think it would look better. And then I have a little bit of balloon flowers to top off. Okay, that got some of the balloon flowers back there in the cannas. And then I have some lighter colored flowers, but I don't know if they're lighter or they're supposed to be pinks. And that's just about it on this side. More of the drumstick allium. But I got that clump, and that clump, and I think I need to relocate it. I can see a iris stalk. And now down here is the penstemon that I need to take care of. There's one right there. And it is the Husker's Red. And it's very floppy. I don't know if it doesn't get enough sun back here, but I want to take care of it. And there is another one right back there. I've got a normal sized coneflower with the coreopsis in front of it. But then right here is coneflower that's huge, giant, tall coneflower. And I think those were the seedlings that I winter sowed. Not this past winter, but the winter before. And they got eaten up by the rabbits, but now they've come back gangbusters, but very tall. So, it's getting very hot out here, and I don't think I can do any more right now. So, I'm going to leave this for now. Maybe I'll be able to come back out and weed in the quote-unquote cool of the evening, but I think maybe early morning. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.